Hi, my name is Joellen Clark-Peterson. I'm the director of the Arcata Chamber of Commerce, and so happy to be here with our board member, Michael Kraft. He works for Sequoia Personnel Services and knows a lot about the employment dynamics of this area. So we're going to ask him a few questions and get to know the scene. But first, Michael, we are at Libation, and one of the most fabulous places for wine in Arcata on the plaza. But Michael's heart is with beer. He's very active with the home brewers, the Humboldt homebrewers. And Michael, what is the latest or the last beer you drank most recently?
I drank my own pale ale last night. So I had a carb day.
Yum. So let's get right to it. What would you say are the most common needs of small businesses in this area?
Well, certainly in our field, but overall as well, just workforce at all levels, from the most skilled people, especially if it's a program that Humboldt State doesn't offer, but also laborers, entry-level folks, just a real shortage of workers and skills and people who will show up predictably and put in a full day.
And you have many services. Is that one, or what service do you offer to address that?
So it is plural, services, and so we're best known for permanent hiring services and for supplying temporary workers, but more and more we're providing things like payroll services, and we outsource various human resource services.
And do you service the cannabis industry?
We do. There's a couple of asterisks on that. We don't have an agricultural license, so we don't send people to farms. We don't send them to grape farms or vineyards either. And we, in the outsourced human resources services, we can be the employer of record. We can co-employ people with cannabis businesses, but we can't provide only a payroll service because of the complexity of the federal banking laws.
Okay, and minimum wage, it's increasing over time. How will that affect local businesses? Are there anything to help that effect be less impactful, perhaps, or?
Well, there's several things going on there. So we're seeing fewer and fewer people accepting minimum wage jobs, especially adults. I'll leave the high school kid out of this discussion for now. But it also is having an effect on the wage structure overall. If you have people that are making, say, $14 an hour and the minimum wage is creeping up toward that, somebody who's been around for a couple of years is going to justifiably say, why am I only making 50 cents more than this person who just joined us? In San Francisco, you could go to a place like this, or Salt, very fine menu, and be entirely self-serve. You walk up to a counter, you order your gourmet food, you get your own water, and that's because the wages and costs are high enough there that people can't afford to pay waiters. So they've entirely restructured fine dining because of that. And there's sort of a lesson there to look at ways that you're making sure you're as productive with your labor as you can. A number of our local businesses operate with pretty thin margins, so the more you can make sure you're managing your people well, and everybody looks at technology as a way to replace some labor too.
And within this realm, what is your interest in employment services and your passion and expertise?
I have a long answer to that, and it's kind of a weird one, but the short answer is I spend about half of my time working on labor research and on things where we're actually talking to business owners and finding out what their needs are, where their shortages are. And so I do a lot of that. I do a little bit of hiring, and I do some consulting on those co-employment outsourcing services. We started with my passion, which was beer.
All right. Well, thank you very much. And if people need to contact you, they can do that through the Arcata Chamber. Michael is a great resource, or through Sequoia Personnel Services. So thank you, Michael.
Happy to hear from folks. Thanks.